going back to your camp, though, why are you so hands-on? I mean, I remember coming here a couple of years ago, and you're getting after these kids. I mean, you're not one of those walk-around guys. How come?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of my style. And I remember being a kid that I went to the Jay Novacek camp. And, the way Jay ran his camp with Emmitt Smith and all the other guys that came through, they were very interactive with the kids. They didn't just stand off to the side and watch. They jumped in drills. They encouraged us. They did everything, And so I just felt like that's the right way to do it.
TCU is a quarterback coming in this season that has going into a lot of preseason spotlight like you did your senior year. What's the season going to be like for Trayvon? And sorry if you've already answered this question, but what's this going to be like for Trayvon, and what kind of comparisons can you see to his senior year to yours?
Well, a lot of hype, obviously. Those are the comparisons. A lot of hype going into your senior year, a lot of expectations, and but the one thing that you can control is just your play on the field. And Trayvon, I think he's going to be just fine. He's focused on winning games. That's the most important thing, because if you don't win, no one cares, and all the Heisman talk and All-America talk goes out the door. Mm-hmm. So his mindset is on winning games, making sure that his team is there at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Week to week, as a kid his age, is that something that's pretty hard to shut out some of those voices out there and some of the hype and the social media and stuff like that? Do you think that that's something that is difficult to deal with, or is that something that as a senior you've kind of already been able to put that behind you?
Yeah, I think you learn to deal with it as you get a little bit older and more experienced. I know the one thing that I tried to do, after we started practicing for a new team, I didn't look at the newspaper or the TV. I didn't read the clippings, So after the game, I gave myself 1 or 2 days to look at highlights and, read all the good things or bad things that they would say, the media would say about you. But then after that, it's gone. We focus on the next team because it's a new game.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Boykin is that kind of Heisman caliber or even an NFL caliber talent?
Without question, I think he's a Heisman caliber player. Now, I don't know what the NFL thinks about him. I have no idea, so I really can't answer that question. But in terms of being the overall best player in college football, absolutely.
You have a rivalry?
Well, our rivalry was with SMU, obviously. But, it wasn't much of a rivalry.
Nowadays?
It has to go back and forth to be a rivalry. But,
what about nowadays? It's kind of, is it the Baylor? And the,
Baylor, absolutely.
Yeah,
Baylor.
that's kind of neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is neat. Ironically, TCU started in Waco, so it's only natural that there be a rivalry there. And I think that has a little bit to do with the bad blood between the two teams. Even though I think, our coach, he acts a little bit more classier than Art, but I would just say Art is just passion.
But the Des Bryant contract, I think it's going to get resolved. I think it's going to hold out.
I think the one thing I always heard Deion Sanders say at NFL Network is pay the man. You just pay him. I mean, he's a heck of a talent, and I think you have to find a way to make him happy. Especially because you didn't pay DeMarco, and so the thought was that, hey, you're going to pay one or the other. If you pay DeMarco, you're not going to be able to keep Dez, and vice versa. Well, they weren't able to keep. They chose to keep Dez, so I think they have to find a way to make him happy, work it out.
Starting to look forward to that Ring of Honor ceremony.
Yeah, I guess as it gets a little closer, I look forward to it. And I'm happy that it's going to be against, one of the teams that I love playing, the Kansas City Chiefs. Being back in that stadium, I think it's going to be kind of weird, with the fans and the Sunday night game. But, I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, what does that mean to have that validation at this point after retirement?
You know what? I can't even tell you honestly, because you never set out to get your number retired or go in the Hall of Fame. You play the game. You play it as hard as you can, and when it's over, it's over, and then you see where you stand. But I tell you what, when I got there, I knew that there were only three, well, at the time, only two guys that had their numbers retired. And, Lance Allworth and Dan Fouts, obviously. Recently seeing Junior Seau, who I played with, go through that, and now to have my name mentioned with those guys, what do you say? It's the Mount Rushmore of an organization. It's a great feeling.